Welcome to the show. I'm Kathy Ireland. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, some 20% of businesses fail within their first year. But even seasoned companies can struggle due to everything from changing economic pressures to declining profit margins. Today, we're joined by Patrick Rettig, CEO of the Rettig Corporation, to find out how his team is providing much-needed guidance to CEOs to help them prevent insolvency, boost profitability, and transform businesses already on the edge. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you, Kathy. It's great to be here.
Well, Patrick, we're so glad you're here with us today. And could you walk us through your mission at the Rettig Corporation and how you restore failing businesses and keep them successful and profitable?
The Rettig Corp works with CEOs that are in trouble.
Okay.
And as you know, big companies don't have that problem necessarily. They have the money to sort of get professional help. Small to medium companies, there's not a lot of places that they can go. And so we provide an infrastructure for those people and training so that they can get themselves back on the right track.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like an incredibly worthy mission. And how did you get started in the financial industry, and what inspired you ultimately to launch the Rettig Corporation?
You know, when we're in high school, we certainly don't say, I think when I grow up, I'm going to be a turnaround man for corporations. That's what Mom, Dad, that's what I'm going to do. It's odd. I was just simply working and in a company, and the boss said to me, I am at my wit's end. Would you help me? And I said the magic word that started my life. I said, okay. And I've been rocking and rolling ever since.
Patrick and I met when I was hired to reorganize a company, a high-end advertising company in Hollywood. I was in a large conference room with a whole bunch of suits, and he was sitting off to the side on a couch in blue jeans, black t-shirt, long hair. Out of everyone in the room, he was the only one who knew what was going on, why the company failed, how to fix it, how to make things better. So he was the guy I keyed into. What I learned from him was something that I had been looking for, which was, why did my companies have confirmed plans and then fail? And the answer was that as bankruptcy lawyers, we were confirming plans, but we weren't fixing the companies. With Patrick, I can, whether it's inside or outside of a bankruptcy, I can fix a company. And that's important.
Patrick is unique because Patrick is not of this world. He really is unlike anyone you've ever met. He really is. I tell clients when they're first coming on board to buckle up, because there will never be another relationship like this. When people are in this situation, they're so lost and they're so alone and scared and isolated and ashamed. And when Patrick comes on the scene, he is the light. You know, he shows them the way. And everybody recognizes that. They recognize it right away. When your ship is sinking, you know when somebody knows how to turn it around. You want to be, I want to go with that guy. That's why he's unique.
Initially, Patrick was hired to, come in and just, take over our finances and our books and really kind of make sure to get us in the right direction as a company. But we connected on a whole nother level. I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses and I have a passion to start other businesses, and I also do coaching and mentoring as well. So I mentor and coach other companies in my space all over the country. And Pat and I just connected on a whole different level. And to this day, I mean, every business decision, every business that we're either investing in or starting or growing, he and I connect on just about everything we do from a business perspective.
Patrick, over the last few decades, you've clearly seen a lot of different businesses with their own unique struggles. So what makes businesses fail?
You would think it was greed. You might think it was any number of things, running out of money. You might think, but it comes down to running out of information, knowledge. There's a lot of good people out there running their business, and they're lucky and they're strong and they want to do well. I work with a lot of people that I just consider heroes. They run out of information. And so when they do, they might borrow money when they shouldn't. They might refi something when they shouldn't. They might find themselves looking for something else, another job, maybe another something. But the point is they run out of knowledge and there's nobody there that can say, hey, it's okay. Just add a little of this. You haven't done anything wrong. Up to this point, you just need a little more information. And that's why I'm here.
And so for businesses currently experiencing these challenges, how can the Rettig Corporation help?
Well, we help in a number of different ways. First of all, we work with the owner. So we don't go in and start with the employees and this is how you should act, this is what you should do. We stay away from that. We go the inside of the guy. It's an inside job. We start with the guy and we say, let's get you in order. You know, whoever's at the top, let's say, that's a very stressful spot. And there's not a lot of places that guy can go. What's he gonna do? Go to the employees and say, you know, having a rough day, your job's probably on the line, but I just thought I'd talk to somebody. Can't do that. Can't do that. It's lonely at the top because there's no place to go. Right. So what I like to do is I go in there and we find out what's happening with the company, which is a reflection of the man at the top or the girl at the top, and we start there. We start there. We have to calm the storm before we can fix the boat.
Man, at this point, Pat and I, we're connected all the time. I mean, any big decision that we're making, that I'm making as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I connect with Pat on. You know, he's like my business mentor, my business dad at this point. Like we're really connected, and he's been a pivotal, component to my success as an entrepreneur. But here's the thing. As entrepreneurs and as owners of businesses, we're expected to have all the answers, right? There's no training, there's no school for, what to do and what to say and how to navigate the challenges that come with being an entrepreneur. You're at the top. It gets lonely up there and you gotta have somebody to lean on for that. So I've always, in my career, sought out mentors and sought out people who know what I wanna know, who have done what I wanna do. And this just kind of came together to where, Pat's that guy for me. He's the mentor that I can lean on, and I know, no matter what the challenge is, we can work through it together. And I think at this point we kind of support and help each other, I would hope, right?
The things that make Patrick great at what he does is his ability to see through the issue. I've never met a person that, regardless of your emotional response or regardless of your argument or whatever it is that you may be internalizing through your interactions with him, he can push it all aside and then see directly into the root of the problem. That is what makes him amazing. And it takes a while to understand that that's what he's doing, because as a person you thought, oh my gosh, you're disregarding this or you're disregarding that. And he's like, no, I'm finding the root and we're gonna pull at that sucker. We're gonna pull at it, and when we pull it out, you'll get it. You'll get it, just trust me, and he cares so much, so he genuinely wants to see us succeed. Our success is his success, and vice versa. Our failure is his failure.
When you talk to a business owner for the first time, what are their options?
They can listen to me or not. That is plain and simple. They can listen to me or not.
And it's really that black or white?
Yeah, hopefully it's that black or white.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because if they're out of money, they're out of options.
Right.
And if they're out of options, they can listen to me. But if there's a little bit left, in the kitty, maybe I could borrow from, maybe I could get a little money here, a little money, they'll stay the course. Because it's very, very scary to change course. But hopefully when I meet them, they're ready to move. And it's really great when I see people say, okay. It's really great.
Just like you said.
Okay.
So Patrick, why do some companies choose option A, basically opting to stay in trouble?
If anybody wants to stay in trouble, first of all, they're out of their minds. So that's a given, right? So when I'm talking to them, I know that. But when they truly are afraid to move, they still have a little bit of wiggle room or options. They might have a little bit more money. They might have a little bit more credit, that they're afraid to make that move. But when people are completely out and you throw them a rope, they'll take it. They'll take it. I mean, once in a while I get a guy who says, I want a different color rope, but not very often, right? Not very often. Truly, when people say, I don't want to move, they are so afraid. I must stop for a moment and be compassionate about that, because if I say, are you crazy? You owe millions of dollars and I'm looking at your financials, I have to remember that I do it every day, and I have to say, I know, I understand. Let's look at this from let's kind of tilt it to the side a little bit. You got a little bit of money. Let's see if we can use it correctly. So the only reason they would stay out of their minds, fear. And of course, as I said, lack of knowledge. There's no knowledge. They don't know what to do. And what I'm telling them to do seems huge.
That must be so rewarding to you.
It's a blast.
To hear people say that.
It's a blast, especially, they do rise from the ashes. It's not like we're just kidding. We got to back it up. We can't say, hey, it's going to be greater tomorrow. Everybody says, it'll be okay. No, it won't. Not if you don't take clear action. Right. So when I see them start and they begin right away to feel better and they see results right away, and my team sees it, it's really, the feeling is hard to describe, but it's super cool.
I was desperate, looking for help. I literally Googled bankruptcy, Chapter 11, attorneys. I met with an attorney who said he'd give me a free consultation, and he said, well, I can't help you. You need to call this guy. He handed me a phone number of another attorney. He says, I don't even know if he's still around, but call this guy. So I called, quote unquote, this guy up. His name was Steve Fox. And I met with Steve Fox, and Steve Fox says, you need somebody to guide you through this. He says, here, call this guy, Pat Rettig. So I got in my truck after meeting with Steve. I called Pat Rettig, and he said, okay, we need a 30-year relationship in 30 minutes. Start talking. I know that I wouldn't be where I'm at today without the influence of the Rettig Corp. I was desperate. I know I needed help. I know I needed somebody to help me. I can build anything. You give me a set of plans, I can build it. But I know I was lacking on the business side and keeping things in order and keeping an eye on everything that needs to be kept an eye on in the business. And what the Rettig Corp has brought is a set of eyes on all, I'll say, the necessary evils of business, and so that I can get out and build and do what I love to do every day.
So Patrick, for companies who might be struggling for a while and don't know when it's time to ask for help, what are the warning signs that indicate it's time to call Rettig?
You're out of your mind. You can't tell anybody what's wrong. You've maxed all your credit cards out. You've maxed your lines of credit out. Your quality control is an issue. Things are a mess. People know. They just don't know what to do. People know when they're in a mess, but they don't know what to do.
Right.
And if somebody was right there, if they can get to me fast enough before they give up, that's the problem. Get to me before you give up.
So they're in trouble, but they haven't given up.
They haven't given up.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do.
Right.
And they're looking. That's the best part. When people find me, they're looking.
Right.
And when I get a call, I try to call back right away, because I know that they're out of their minds. I know, like all of us, in that kind of fear when we don't know what to do and everything's maxed and everybody's depending on me, depending on you, it's a tough assignment. So when they are looking, they're almost already there. And if they can get me on the phone, because there's a lot of people you can call. Turnaround people are kind of like parents. There's a lot of people out there that call themselves moms and dads, right? Well, how many of them would you actually leave your children with, right? When you are talking to people about turning around a company, you got to find some authentic people that know how to get in there and jam.
So Patrick, how long can clients expect to see results?
If they do what I ask, they can see them right away, like snap your finger. The next day they start to feel better. If they do what I say, but there's a couple of things that are kind of hard. I say to them, I want to see your complete financials, which they may or may not have. They may or may not have, so they have to get that. Give me a list of your creditors, people that are after you. And those people are not happy. We have to talk to them. We have to face it head on. We have to tell them, we want to turn it around. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again, and I mean it this time, and I got some help. And so those two things, give me your life so I can see it, A, and B, we are going to attack the situation of who is after you. We are going to attack it and solve it. And we have to start now. Boy, you can hear it. Like if I'm in front of them, there's a pause where there's nothing on, possibly anything on their face, right? But I understand. It's very, very scary because you've been trying to work with people and creditors. Creditors that become very scary. There's so many of them. And we have to take them one at a time and say, yep, this is what we did, and this is how we're gonna fix it. And we need a minute to make an assessment. So give me a minute to make it. They can do those things in that order quickly, at least for the moment, before we make any other decisions. We can keep sort of the hounds at bay. But we have to be honest about what we're saying and what we're telling people we're going to do. We have to do it.
Well, that's incredible and such a relief for businesses eager to see changes as quickly as possible.
He's no BS. Like, he's gonna tell you like it is, you know. And I had a hard time with that at first, right? I think a lot of us do. It's like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the business. I'm the man, right? This is my business. You know, I'm doing it. And he's gonna come in and tell you like it is. And he's gonna come in and kind of, you know, the way he teaches. I had to learn how to learn the way he teaches. Right? He's very methodical and very intentional about how he teaches and what lesson is he's trying to teach you. He's not just going to give you the why and the answer right away. He's going to challenge you, and he's going to give you direction to where you got to actually take time to figure out what the message is that he's trying to teach you. Because when you learn it, it's ingrained a lot more, and you actually learn the lesson versus just being told what to do.
So aside from speedy results, what is it that makes the Rettig Corporation stand out from other organizations out there?
Me. I do not quit. Yeah. I'm in it to win it. I don't take a client. Like, I ask a client at the beginning, do you want your company more than anything else? Honest, I mean, do you want it honestly, you know? And if they say, yeah, I don't know what to do, but they're mine. They're for me, right? You know, it's kind of crazy. I said to a guy not too long ago, I said, are you willing to do what it takes, do whatever it takes to get your company back in line? He was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm like, okay, tell your wife you refied the house and she didn't know it. He was like, well, I'm not gonna do that. That's not my guy. That's not my guy. I have to talk to people who are ready to go to their creditors, go to the people in their lives, go to the bank and say, this is where I'm at. And I gotta get out of it a day at a time. Give me a few more days, a day at a time. Give me a few more days, a day, just a little bit at a time. And those are my people. And do I ever meet people that aren't like that? You know, not very many, because people that don't wanna quit, they really don't wanna quit. So when they're calling me, they really don't wanna quit. Now, I get occasionally people are calling and they say, we'll be a lot better if you can just get us a loan at the bank. Can you and your people get us a loan? More money is not the issue. When you're in debt, more money is not the solution. I always tell my clients that more is not better. Better is better. Take what you have and make what you have better. And when I talk like that to people, it's so fast. It's so fast. It's like heaven just reached down and went, better. I know I keep saying the word cool, but it's cool.
You know, I think if you were to ask every single CEO that has ever worked with Pat, they will tell you the same thing. When Pat enters into your life, it is at that precise moment that you are heading into catastrophic failure, whether you knew it or not. So for me, I actually didn't know that it was going to be happening with a matter of months, but I was at a point in my business where I just felt at a standstill. I just felt like I couldn't push it forward. get it more successful and all. And I was at the end of a 30-year marriage. I was exhausted and feeling hopeless. And so out of that desperation, out of 25 years of being an atheist, I started to pray. And within 1 month, Pat showed up in a very unusual way. So that was the beginning. You know, in our lifetime, it's rare to find a true, authentic ally, and Pat is one. He has no agenda other than working on keeping your company and yourself, your family healthy, period. And he's not a 9-to-5, he's a 24/7. I mean, for 13 years that I've worked with him, he's always been there when I needed him. And he's fun. He's very, he's serious, he's, he pushes you. I mean, it's not that it's easy, but it's also really fun, the whole process. It's like the most amazing business school that you can be in, and you get to use it all immediately, and then you can clearly see as you're working, when you're doing the things right, you see the yield. When you fall off, you see, that yield. So it's pretty incredible.
Can you share some of your success stories?
Well, I thought about that, and the thing is, they're all success stories. Because, like I said, I do get companies that call when they're not necessarily in trouble, but they know they don't want to be in trouble, and they know that they're growing so fast that they don't have an infrastructure. And without an infrastructure, that's why small businesses fail. They can't afford an infrastructure. And it's pretty hard to find good people, even when you've got the money, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people say, hey, I'm a controller, I'm an executive VP, I'm a lot of things. But like I said, with moms and dads, a lot of people call themselves moms and dads, but I'm not gonna leave my 6-year-old over there. Well, it's the same with companies, to find authentic people. So small business have such a challenge, medium businesses have such a challenge, because the amount of money it would take to sort of try people and then finally find the team that works for you is too much for a company to take. But I know what they need, and I provide that infrastructure so that they learn what those jobs do. So I provide the controller, the bookkeeper, a chief financial officer. I bring that to the table. So these guys are like, oh, that's what I have to do. Because, people can do things that they never thought they could do. Like I want to be a plumber. Guy's never been a plumber in his life. Starts a plumbing company, air conditioning company, building company. When you have a vision for something, people can do amazing things. But nobody told them there's a business that goes along with that in a tax environment. Oh boy. And then when they start realizing that there's insurance, tax, employees, that's completely out of their pocket, And I bring that to the table and show them and teach them how to do that. And I also, by doing that, I bring peace of mind. So a lot of times when they say, what are you selling? I'm like, peace of mind. And if you don't like that, I'll refund your misery absolutely free. And, but I don't have much pushback. These people want to work. I have people that want to get out of trouble, and then they go their own way. But to tell you the truth, I've known some of my clients for as long as I've been in business. And we laugh about it. We're like, because they don't want to go anywhere. They've been around a long time, and they see the results, and we have become good friends. So I don't know if I could have a better job. If I would have got what I wanted in high school, rock star, movie star, let's see, I think I'll be Steven Spielberg. If I would have gotten what I wanted, I think I would have sold myself short. This is amazing.
We work really well for companies that are struggling, and we save them and we turn them around, but then also they stay with us for so many years. They stay with us forever because we kind of provide that infrastructure that was lacking, which kind of got them into trouble in the first place. So, small business owners, they're so good at what they do. They're so good at their craft, whether they're a contractor or, a retail shop owner. They're good at what they do. But most often these people, no fault of theirs, but they might not know how to read financial statements, or they might not know how to take their business to the next level. So, they usually get in trouble because they just ran out of information. So when we come along, it's not like it's brain surgery what we do, but the healing, it's their motor inside that was broken in them. So Patrick, he has a way of touching that motor inside that CEO, and they know how to do their job. They just were lost.
Well, your passion is beautiful, and it's so evident. Patrick, where would you like to see the Rettig Corporation go next?
Are you kidding? Next? I'm not in next, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. Like I said, it's a wonderful life. But if heaven decides it's got something else, hey, bring it on, coach, put me in, But I am very pleased with the job that I have and the people that I get to meet. Can you imagine? I meet people from all over the world. And what we all have in common is good people. As they say, when good people get together, good things happen. And it's prevalent in the Rettig Corp.
Well, congratulations to you. Congratulations on facing challenges with such great solutions, life-changing. It's awesome. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I'm Kathy Ireland.